Under God, 7th edition updated and revised by William C. Hendricks. Chapter 7. Our Enduring Constitution. Important ideas to look for. The Constitution has met the needs of the people in the past. Separation of power is a basic principle of our Constitution. The Constitution is able to adjust to the needs of the future. Our Constitution has served for many years. The Constitution was instituted under God's rule and care to serve as the basis for our nation's government during the many years of its existence. All nations, including ours, are like a drop in a bucket, as dust on the scales, Isaiah 40:15. Before him, and all nations are his, regardless of the form of government he has given them. They must bring their praises before his throne. As our nation seeks to provide liberty and justice for all, it must first of all reflect the wisdom and justice of God. For 2 centuries, the Constitution has served as the supreme law of the land. This is but a short time when compared to the history of the world, yet throughout these years enormous changes have taken place in our lives. The men who helped to frame the Constitution had never spoken on a telephone. They had never heard a radio or seen a television program. They've never ridden in an automobile, flying in an airplane. Yet the form of government they prepared works as well for us today as it did for them when it first began. Why the Constitution is still useful. There are 3 main reasons why the Constitution has continued to serve our nation so well. First, the Constitution was aimed at meeting the needs of the people. Because the basic needs have remained nearly the same, the rules that were made long ago are still effective. The way the Constitution intended to meet these needs is stated in the preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Our needs for unity, for protection from enemies abroad, for justice, for peace at home, for liberty for ourselves and our children, and for general well-being are much the same as the needs of our citizens in 1789. Although the method of meeting these needs has changed a great deal, our Constitution is still capable of fulfilling them. Second, our Constitution has continued to serve our nation as well because it is founded on the principle of the separation or division of power. These plans were based on the ideas of Aristotle, as they were later interpreted by Montesquieu. Montesquieu's chief thought was that men entrusted with power tend to abuse it. We know that this is true because a man's sinful and selfish nature. The framers of our Constitution acted on this thought when they provided for 3 branches of national government: the legislative, executive, and the judicial. Each of these 3 branches can check or balance the other 2 so that no one person or department can seize all the power. During various periods of our nation's history, the relative importance of each of these 3 branches of government has varied. During time of war, for example, the executive branch may exercise more power than the others. Our Constitution also provides a division of authority between the national government and the state governments. Certain responsibilities and powers were delegated to the national government, while others were reserved by the states. This division of authority affords a balance that has given the Constitution enduring strength. Circumstances today are causing more power to be shifted to the national government. Third, the Constitution has been able to meet new conditions because it is flexible. Our Constitution can adjust to new needs because it can be amended or changed. This has been done repeatedly. Amendments can be added anytime a new situation demands such action. Also, the Constitution has an elastic clause which permits Congress to make all laws necessary and prosper for carrying into executive the foregoing powers. This is called the elastic clause because, through a broad interpretation of it, the courts have allowed Congress to stretch its power to make laws that cover situations not specifically mentioned in the Constitution. Traditions and customs have also helped to make our government flexible. The committee system in Congress, the president's cabinet, the political party system, and many common procedures have become a part of government action simply because they've been used year after year. These customs have no legal basis in the Constitution, yet they are used to meet the demands of the day. Perhaps the best example of flexibility is found in the standard lawmaking process. New situations demand new regulations, and Congress is on hand to make the new laws as they are needed. This vast accumulation of new laws is also related to our growing Constitution. The laws are interpreted in the courts of law. The judgment made in one case is often used to decide a second similar case. This process, called stare decisis, uses only court decisions as the basis for judgments in others. It has become a kind of lawmaking process. In this way, the use of the Constitution widens its influence in the daily lives of our citizens. Our nation makes treaties which regulate trade with other nations and provide alliances for common defense. These agreements are changed from time to time as world conditions change. Although the Constitution was written and adopted over 200 years ago, it is still effective. That does not mean that it's perfect or that citizens should not be concerned about improving it. The Constitution was written to meet the needs of the people, as stated in the preamble. But the government could often be more responsive to these needs. It provides for the separation of power through 3 branches of government, but at times these branches are somewhat imbalanced. It is flexible, but sometimes the elastic clause is stretched to the limit. In spite of these problems, the Constitution provides the stable structure needed for our government. Do you remember what you've read? 1. What needs of our people are listed in the preamble of the Constitution? 2. Why is the separation of power among the different branches of government a good plan? 3. In what ways is our Constitution flexible? 4. How long has our country been a republic under the Constitution? Memory work, the preamble of the Constitution. Research projects. Number 1, look up the ideas of Montesquieu and John Locke had about government and try to discover how these ideas are related to our government. Number 2, investigate the legal process of stare decisis. Try to determine how one court decision has affected the judgment given in similar cases that have followed. 3, make a study of the methods used to separate power in the government. Try to find illustrations of how one branch has served as a check or balance on the power of another. Report your findings to the class. Words to study: amend, domestic, elastic clause, flexible, posterity, preamble, stare decisis, and tranquility.